Yeah, let's continue Python for AWS Data Engineering. In that, let's continue Python collection framework or Python collection data types with different examples. So first, we have seen data types. Data types using single variable, we can hold only one value. Only one value. If I store different value, what happens? It will remove reference of old value reference. It will point to new reference. Let's say 10 object. A is pointing initially this reference. Later, if you create a new object, then what happens? Python removes this reference, then it assigns new reference. So it means a variable can hold only one value at a time in Python or most of programming languages. So to resolve this problem, uh, Python having a collection framework. In collection framework purpose is to store multiple values in a single variable. Example like this. You can store multiple values in a single variable. Okay, to perform this activity, Python having different data types. One is tuple data type, list data type, set data type, frozen set data type, and dictionary data type. So these are five collection framework data types. Five collection framework data types. Let's start discussing list collection with example. List collection with examples. List collection with examples too. Sorry, tuple collection with examples. What is tuple? Tuple is a Python collection. It holds collection of values in a single variable. Tuple is a collection data type. It holds collection of values in a single variable. Tuple we can represent using parentheses. Using parentheses. So if we see collection of values inside a parenthesis, we can say that is a tuple. Okay. And in this tuple, you can store homogeneous value, heterogeneous value. Inside a tuple, you can store homogeneous values. Homogeneous means the same type of data. Homogeneous values, heterogeneous values. Heterogeneous means different kind of data. Inside a tuple, we can store homogeneous and heterogeneous. Let me write examples to understand tuple. So I am creating a tuple to store homogeneous data. And displaying tuple and printing type T1 means it will display what is the variable type. Variable type is class tuple. Let me create another tuple to print to store heterogeneous data. So we are storing homogeneous data, we printed, we stored heterogeneous data, we printed. So a tuple can hold homogeneous and heterogeneous data type. And now let's understand navigating a tuple. Navigating a tuple. Let's see here, if you observe how we printed tuple, using print function. It is printing entire tuple. Entire tuple. Yes or no? Using print function, we are printing tuple. It is printing entire tuple. My requirement is I do not want to print all values at a time. First, I want to print this one, next to this one, next to this one, next to this one, next to this one, called navigating. Navigating a tuple. Value by value means navigating value by value. So here we use index to navigate a tuple. We use index value to navigate a tuple. Tuple maintains index. So it maintains forward index. It maintains backward index. Forward index starts from 0 and ends with minus n. If n means the size of tuple, let's say values in tuple is 5, n means 5, 5 minus 1 means 4. Okay, backward starts with minus 1, ends with minus n, because there is no minus 0. Backward index starts from minus 1, ends with minus n. Okay. In Python, index, we can see forward index, backward index. Using forward index, backward index, we can navigate a tuple. Let me show. I am printing tuple in both forward direction and backward direction. Let's say here, I am using index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, forward index, backward index, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Let me print this one. You can see we got values in forward index and backward index. Backward index or forward direction and backward direction. Okay, clear writing? How to navigate element value by value in forward direction and backward direction using index. Okay. Other approach team, we can also yeah. Now let's see another way of navigating tuple is slice operation team. Slice in operator. So we have slice operator. Using slice operator, we can navigate elements. So my requirement is I want to print first value in forward index. In forward index, we use tuple of 0. In backward index, we use tuple of minus 5. I want to print last value using forward index, using backward index. Tuple of 4, tuple of minus 1. My requirement is I want values from index 1 to index 4. So we are using colon operator, 1 colon 4. So index 1 is included, index 4 is excluded. It means we get index 1, index 2, index 3. Same way, we are using backward index for navigating minus 4 to minus 1. Minus 4, minus 3, minus 2 is included, minus 1 is excluded. And other one, I want to print from index 0 to index n minus 1. So I'm using 0 colon. So it colon last, if you not specify, it will go up to end of forward index. Similar way, if I say minus 5 colon, then it will go minus 5 to index of starting index of backward index. Let me execute this one. See, first we are printing first value using forward and backward approach. Last value using forward and backward approach. 1 colon 4, index 1 is included, index 4 is excluded, and backward approach and forward approach to print all values, backward approach to print all values using slicing operation. This is another way to navigate tuple collection. Similar way, we have one more important one, for loop. For loop is specially designed to navigate collection framework. Let me write this example. Let me discuss so that you will get a clear clarity. If you see here, we are navigating these values using for loop. Let me execute this one. See the output. See, we got value 10 to 50. Let's understand it. Here we have values of 5 values. Then we are using for v in T1. So T1 we have 5 elements. 5 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here we are using v in T1. So here what happen is there is one iterable, 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 all collection framework like tuple, list, set, frozen set, frozen set, dictionary implemented these iterables, these iterables, iterable, iterable. So here what happen is for v in T1 means it will first read value into v and store the value we printed first value. Next iteration automatically, next iteration it will automatically iterates next value. Means it will move next value. Then we are printing next iteration, it will iterate next value until end of the value. It will iterate value by value automatically. You no need to write separate logic like other programming languages. Other programming languages, we write for I equal to 0, 0, I less than or equal to length of tuple, then I plus plus. Like this, we write. Then here we print tuple of I. In this way, we will write logic to print values in other programming languages. This is initialization logic. This is condition logic. This is increment or decrement logic. We write 3 steps inside a for. But in Python for loop, you no need to write these kind of syntax. Here you can write for v in T1, value by value, it will iterate automatically. It will start from first index, ends with last index. You no need to write a manual logic, initialization, condition check, and increment and decrement logic, such kind of things you no need to write. Okay, for loop is specially designed to navigate collection values or collection framework. Okay, clear, right? So these are different ways to navigate tuple collection.